All right, morning. I was thinking about the notion of ethics versus morals. And it's one of those things that quite often we as people just use in them kind of interchangeably, which I think is generally speaking fine, but I like the fact that there is a distinction to be made between ethics and morals. And I think it's a good distinction. So generally speaking, I think in a litigious sense or a judicial sense or whatever, like morals would have to do with something that's internally motivated, right? Versus ethics having to do with a thing that's like externally imposed. So ethically, you wouldn't drive over the speed limit because you're going to get pulled over and put in jail or something like that, right? Well, maybe not put in jail, but you get the point. Morally, you would want to drive safely, right? Because, you want to chase that good. You want not to hurt people because it's a good thing. So it feels like innately one of the weaknesses of ethical people as opposed to moral people is that they're only as good as their enforcement mechanism, right? They're only as good as the authority that enforces and makes the rules for them. So, like, the idea would be that if you put them on an island where there is no enforcement mechanism, like their entire system would break down, whereas a moral person would be moral no matter where in reality they found themselves. It's a much more stable form of morality. If that makes sense because it's internally motivated. And not only that, it's also motivated by a sense for the good, by striving for both one's own good and other people's good. So it feels like it just generally speaking, it's a much better thing. Now that's I guess there's an element where I think both are perhaps necessary, but again, I think morals are maybe superior to ethics as an idea. Anyways, hopefully that didn't sound like commie gobbledygook or some stuff.